Oh, that fixed it. Okay. What did I do? All right. I think I had the wrong. I don't know, but it's fixed. Oh man. So I said a lot at the beginning of this stream. Oh, that fixed it. Okay. What did I do? All right. So now I can turn this off again because it's literally a few seconds behind me. So that means if when you guys type something, I don't see it immediately. But yeah. All right. So I apologize for that, and there is not a lot I could do about it now. Let's see, YouTube, turn this guy on. Actually, turn it off. Okay, so I guess what I can do is recap what I had said. So yeah, I am flying the 737-300, which is a vintage aircraft that's kind of been retired. I think I don't think any of the five-star carriers are flying these anymore. Of course, there are airlines that still fly them, so calling them vintage might be a bit of a might not be quite accurate, but yeah, it's an older airplane. Right now we are up to the max, but just before the max there was the 737-800, and this is the 300. So that kind of gives you an idea how old. Thank you, Jeff. How old this is. Sounds good. All right. So yeah, the mission today is to fly from Memphis, Tennessee to Cincinnati, Ohio. I'm at Memphis, and this is um, a payware airport. So yeah, I don't remember whose airport this is. Um, I could drop that information down in the comments, but yeah. So I would be lying to you if I told you that I knew where stuff is at, but I do believe that this is where FedEx is. Um, in fact, as you can see, they got their own tower. I'm using Traffic Global to generate traffic, and I don't think Traffic Global is smart enough to generate the FedEx traffic. So it's pretty quiet there. All right. So yeah, Memphis, ladies and gentlemen, uh, and um, of course the houses look more European than American, but you know it is a sim, and I am using Sim Haven to generate some of the housing. So, and the developers of that program are in Europe. But yeah, even though they have a USA version of it. All right, let's get back in the cockpit and let's get this flight started. So at this point, I've got the the ground services, the GPU supplying power. I just started the APU, so I'm going to switch off the ground power and get on the APU. All right, that's the right side and the left side. All right, so now I should have ground power on the APU. Actually, this tells me I still got ground power. So let me call ground and tell them to get rid of my ground power. Hey ground, I'm done with the power. You can take it out. Ding, and it's gone. All right, little simulation there, and as you can see, I don't have any power on the ground now. Now I'm gonna switch this up to APU. Nothing on the generator 1, APU, and I should have been looking up here for the APU power. Ground this, so I'm learning too. So this is the gauges for ground power, and this is the gauges for the APU. I'm so used to the Zibo, the 737-800, and they have condensed all of that stuff. So I only have one set of gauges to look at versus having all of these gauges to look at on the 300 here. Incidentally, one of the guys that that I know is a retired 737 pilot, and he flew these birds for 30 years. Hey, Randy. Yeah, Randy. He's real instrumental in my my EAA chapter. So, yeah. In fact, I said this before, and I probably should say it again because you guys didn't hear me because my mic was jammed up. But one of the things that I was talking to one of my subscribers today. Hey Jeff, and he was telling me that that he liked the fact that I tend to go through and talk about everything that I do. So yeah, I'm gonna continue doing that, and hopefully as I learn and get better with flying, you guys might be able to pick up a tip or two, or if not, then tell me what I'm doing wrong so I could do it better. I have no problem with your criticism if it's constructive and it makes me a better pilot. Okay, and one thing that I like to say now is, guys, if we fly these simulators, we are pilots. We may not be real world pilots, but we are sim pilots. So I asked myself, should I address myself as hey guys, sim pilot Frank here, or just hey guys, Frank here? But you know, whenever I say I'm a pilot, should I qualify pilot by saying sim pilot? I think it probably wouldn't be a bad idea for us if we're not real world pilots to try to make that a common term, sim pilot. So yeah, sim pilot Frank here, and then that way you guys will know that no matter if you're talking to me or talking to somebody else, you will know that that person fly a simulator and not real world. I still wish I could change that and get my license. You know, I go back and forth on so many things, including getting my license. Number one, it's terribly expensive, and number two, it takes some commitment to studying, and I just can't seem to commit to studying. I could get the grounds stuff done easily if I were to just study. All right, I digress again. All right, so let's get this show on the road. My passengers back there are getting impatient with me. All right, so we've got the pilot the APU on, and now we need to start our flows. We'll start this first flow by going through these guys and checking everything. Yaw damper needs to come on. Audio is normal. Fuel temp is okay. Don't have any fuel in the center tank on this airplane, so we're gonna leave that off, but I do have fuel on my wing tank, so we're gonna turn the pumps on here. Alright, and I should have turned my position light on before I started my APU, but it's okay. I don't think the FAA would deem me for that even in real life. Alright, and it's daytime, so I don't need any other lights. If it was night, I would go ahead and turn my logo light on. In fact, some checklists say logo light. Let's just turn it on. Probably should make it a habit. Alright, and so now I go up here and come down, and I've already checked my electrical power. So just keep coming down, and APU's on. APU EGT looks good. I can turn my circuit breaker and panel lights up, and cooling equipment is on normal. Emergency lights, I've already turned those on, and fasten seat belts, those guys are already back there, but I'm not going to turn that on just yet because I got so much more to do. Still a line in here. Alright, so let's go ahead and turn our window heat on. That's things that we turn on with this first flow. And these flows, I'm doing it really slow right now, but in real life these guys just look at it. If they smart, they kind of touch stuff and keep going without spending nearly as much time on it as I'm spending. Alright, so so I come down here, and everything looks okay. Since let's see, since I haven't started the plane, and I know I got some stuff to do, well, you know, I'm pretty much ready to start the plane, but I'm gonna still go ahead and turn on my air conditioning in the back. I should have had it on already the minute I turned that GPU on. Could have went and turned it on. Alright, so yeah, I got the air conditioning blowing in the back for passengers, and now what I need to do is I need to know what my landing altitude is. Let's see, might be able to get that from Avitab. This airplane does not have the tablet in it, so I have to toggle it on like so. Airports, and I'm going to Kilo Charlie. What is it? Kilo Charlie. Let's see. Bring this up so I can see where I'm going. I keep saying Covington, Cincinnati. That's where I'm going. Kilo Charlie Victor Golf. Kilo Charlie Victor Golf. Victor Golf. And I know this stuff might be a little hard for you guys to see. I generally take the sim seriously. For others, it's a game. Yep, you're right. I'm kind of in between. I realize that it's not real life, but I like to try to be as immersive as possible sometimes. And then sometimes I would jump in this guy, not do a single test, start it up, and even take off from the taxiway. Because taxiing to the runway sometimes I don't. Anyway, so I get it. All right. So yeah, Cincinnati and Northern Kentucky, Cincinnati. Um, hmm, do I have the right airport? Let's see. Um, am I going where I think I'm going? Let's see. Let's look over here. How can we tell? Memphis, the Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky. Yep, that's it. That's it. Um, that threw me off. Okay, so I got my elevation here. It's 895. So yeah, I know where to set my landing altitude, and I need to get to 800, and I need to get to 900. I want to round up. Actually, I can get to 990, but I'm just going to go all the way up to 900. All right. Uh, 875, 895, yeah, 900. 990. I almost couldn't work out why I was getting to 1,000. All right, 900 landing altitude. And our flight altitude today is going to be flight level 270. So I need to run this up to 270. Yeah, so I'm done with that. All right. And the other thing that I know I'm going to need in a few minutes is the information for Memphis to set up my departure stuff. So I got my ADAS here. So let's go ahead and dial that into the radio. Let's see, we'll dial that into COM2. And that was 127.75. It depends on my mood. Yep, same here, Jeff. Depends on my mood. Um, I often just jump on, and if I want to fly, and try to be immersive. I mean, it's, and sometimes I have been known to gamify this. I used to do FX economy, where I could earn virtual money and fly routes that the system uh, suggested to gamify. In fact, my friends who I hang out with online gamified the the simulator by flying Simbit World, which is a new. It's kind of like a virtual airline, but you can fly any airline or any plane anywhere, and you earn virtual money. So yeah. But game serious. It's some people are so serious about it that they don't like calling the simulator a game. They like calling it a simulator, and some just call it a game. I call it fun. All right, so let's put that in the box. And now this one, I'm so used to seeing stuff swap but wherever the light is at is makes it active, and then I have to go here and go to VHF2, hit this button, and I think I'll be able to hear the ADAS any second. Make sure that the volume is up. Okay, I know sometimes X-Plane 11 takes a while to get the ADAS to play. I'm gonna hit this button too. Let's try hitting this button, that button. Well, no joy. 127.75, 127.75. Let's go ahead and dial in our ground. We are taking off on runway 30. So no, 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 no. 30 is not the takeoff runway. 18. Well, if I had my ATOS, I would know just by listening. But taking off 18 left. 18 left. All right, so 18 left is going to give us 121.65 on the ground. Let's see, so we're going to talk the ground first. 65. And 121. 121. All right. And yeah, so I do have another plugin called ATC Chatter, and sometimes that should create some chatter in the background. Let's go ahead and put in our tower, because we'll talk to them. Second, 18 left, 1197. So let's get 7 dialed in here. I tell you, Simmon boy, it gives our mice a workout. Okay, and here is where I would generally want to put my departure frequency that I get from clearance delivery when they so approaching, well, let's see, I got a bar here. I think I got a bar that I should be able to scroll down, but it's not scrolling. So usually well, I do have a bar. Well, anyway, this is, since I can't pull it down, well, you know what I could do? I could get it here. Let me close up this one. And unfortunately, I can't make this a black background, but I can see it fine. All right, Memphis departure. And now, one thing about the departure, I get unclear on. I got Tower East and Tower West, and I'm not sure whether that means I'm on the west side of the airport or the east side of the airport, or I'm departing to the west or departing to the east. I think it refers to which side of the airport that I'm on. Okay, so given that, right now I'm on the west side of the airport, which is 124.65, which is what I got, 121.65, which is what I got dialed in. And departure frequency for Memphis is departure east. Oh, that's Tower. Departure is 124.65. So departure is 124.65. So see how easy you can make a mistake with this stuff. I'm trying to get this dialed up to 6.5. All right, and then this dialed up to 124. All right, so now I got all my radios set up. So yeah, I'm happy. All right. So what is next? and my passengers are getting real squirmish. So yeah, let's get out of here. So let's do the before start procedure. Before start procedure. So we'll come down here and do our flow again. This helps us check and make sure we hadn't missed anything. And okay, and looking good, looking good. All right, and I did miss this guy. I'm going to turn those electrical pumps on, and now since I'm doing before start, I need to turn these air conditioner packs off. Need to open up this isolation valve and make sure that my APU bleed is on. Okay, good deal. I need to turn my anti-collision light on, better known as beacon, and the jetway knows that I'm getting ready to start the airplane, so it goes away automatically. How cool is that? Trying to get a better picture of that, but yeah, that is cool. All right, and I don't see any chalk zone, so I'm happy. All right, so let's call for pushback. And one thing about the Zibo, I can do all this stuff that I'm doing from the tablet here, and I don't have to go up to the menu. Of course, if you fly this thing all the time, then you can set up shortcut keys on your keyboard to bring up this stuff.
Hey, Captain, let me know where you want this thing.
All right. So I am gonna have him push me back to this line here, and yeah, right here is where I want it. Okay.
Great news, Captain. Your tow's coming.
Oh, my tow is coming. So I've done my before start procedure and before start checklist. A couple things I want to do is want to make sure that my auto brake is set to rejected takeoff. I'm going to go ahead and now I needed to set my MCP up, and lo and behold, he's going to have to sit there a while because there's a lot of stuff that I just realized that I have not done. I tell you, like I said, the blunders get baked in a stream. All right, so yeah.
All right, looks like the doors and hatches are closed and we're ready to connect.
That is the voice of I can't think of the guy's name, but he's a streamer. Okay. Flight level. Let's see. I tell you what. Let me go back to where I'm used to being. Is here, and we are at. This way I can follow a logical flow. Okay. K. Memphis. Mike, Echo Mike is the reference airport. Now I can go to my next page, get what's in my GPS, drop it in my scratch pad, bring it back.
Welcome aboard, Captain. Tow's connected, bypass pins inserted. Go ahead and kill the parking brake when you're ready to go.
Okay, it's going to be a while before I'm ready to go. So I've got that in, and on the 800, it shows what the GPS is, so I can compare them and make sure that everything is correct. Here, I guess I can go to page 2 and kind of compare the numbers. 35 West 89 58. 35 West 89 58. So yeah, I'm happy. All right, let's get our route in. Now, I don't want to have to key in everything, but I do know that my departure airport is Memphis, so I'm going to start with that. So I went to departure. Well, let's see, before I can do the departure, the air, let's see, let me go back to route here. The aircraft has to know my origin and destination. And all of that is in my company route. And so let me just upload my company route, call my company, KMEM, and my destination is, again, I don't know why I can't remember that, Charlie Victor Golf, I believe that's it, Charlie, I don't see it, but Charlie Victor Golf, and if that takes it, then it did, then it's correct. So now my origin and my destination is set. So I can activate that and check with my first officer, make sure that that well that they see the same thing. All right, now I can put in a departure airport and depart Memphis. And now I need to bring up my, let's see, what do I need to bring? I need to bring up my flight plan. All right, so yeah, pushback tractor just have to sit there and wait on me. I could release him and call him again, but hey, he can wait. Carson 7, 18 left is what I want. So 18 left. Carson 7. Okay, so next page, there's the Carson 7. And I'm happy. All right, so these guys agree and I can execute that. Okay, and looks like I'm going to climb up to out on 2 degrees. And let's see, 2, yeah, let's see, I'm taking off on 18, yeah, climb out at on a heading of 200. But to be sure, then of course I want to consult my chart, and that's gonna be Avatab again. And I really need to set up a quick key for this. Okay, so Memphis departure Carson 7, and here's my chart for it. Oh God, I can't hardly read this. I know you guys can't. Let's see. Let's see. My top altitude is going to be what? I'm looking for my top altitude. It's going to be 5,000, and for 18 left, climb out on heading 180 and intercept 163. Okay, so I got that. All right, just move this guy up there and climb out on 180. So let's set that here. Come on. I don't like the way this works. Shucks. Some of the other developers allow you to move this without having to scroll that mouse wheel or drag it, because dragging doesn't always work that well for me. 5,000 is my top altitude. Okay, and that's kind of what ATC would tell you. You know, they give you some like southwest delta 423, climb, depart runway 18, runway heading, expect 5,000, 10 minutes after departure. Um, Squawk 1, 2, 3, 4, and I think I put in a squawk already, and I have not. So let me go ahead and put in the squawk. Let's say they gave me 5, 4, 2, 3. All right, and I know this is taking me forever to get off the ground, but I knew it was going to do that. And my flight crew, flight attendants will be knocking at the door saying, "Captain, are you all right?" Well, actually, my door is open. That's a no-no. So I need to go ahead and close that now, lest I forget it, and take off with it open. And in the Zibo, with Copilot, all of this stuff is done automatically. So I can, I got help doing it. All right. So now all I need to do is set up my speed right here, which is the speed that if I have an engine failure, I could expect to climb out on. All right, so I can do that. Okay, so I've done my departure. Now I just need to do my my arrival. And since the flight is relatively short, I hope that my arrival won't change. However, I spent so much time on the ground that it just might. Let's see, so I'm doing the ILS. I am going to have to pull this chart for Cincinnati, and it's an approach chart that I need, ILS for 18 center. And the reason I'm pulling it is because I'm trying to determine just what if this now real transition makes sense, or if I should look for something else. All right, which would be no transition. And yeah, so I'm going to pick up now real right there. So I am going to use that transition, and also need to put in the arrival, which is the Sergeant 4. Okay, which is this guy right here, Sergeant 4. Okay, Sargon 4. All right, and not going to worry about a transition for that guy. And yeah, so now you see I've got a flight plan out of Memphis, and technically what I want to do now is change this guy to map and step through my legs to make sure that everything look okay. Let's see, and I changed it to map. Oh no, I'm sorry, I changed it to plan, and now I can step through my legs. So you see it moving, and you see it moving just above the yoke. All right, so I'm gonna make this pretty quick. I got a discontinuity at Carson, so I'm gonna put hums in the scratch pad and then drop it right here in the discontinuity, and it's gonna pull everything up. Get rid of that, join those two basic, join where the plan breaks. All right, and keep stepping. And I got another discontinuity. Let me go previous page. Okay, so I got Sargo. I'm gonna drop that there. So now I've got that. Let me go previous page, and I don't see anything overlapping. I do want to back out a little bit so I can hopefully see more of the picture. All right, and go back to the previous page, and yep. Okay, so all these waypoints is designed to get me down, um, and this is my approach, and then continuing with my approach. And let's see, now something look kind of jerky here, so looks like I want to get to flight deck, a fight deck. Let's see, let me bring this out just a little. Okay, so let's see, something, this is my runway here, so I'm gonna go up here and come back around and land. So I'm coming in this way. So no, no, I'm not. I get the flight deck first. Yeah, then I get the Lewin. Yeah, going up this way. All right, and somewhere up there, I've got a discontinuity. Okay, so let's look 80 miles out, and yeah, so I need to get this to join NIPS. And so what I want to do is go here, well, I call it NIPS, it's now real, and I want to drop narrow in the scratch pad and drop it right here on this guy here, and I want to delete this vector. Now if I had ATC, then I would keep the vectors, and that would be what I want. Okay, so yeah, so I'm gonna come up here, make this sharp turn back. So, but I've got plenty of time to do that. I mean, I'm going up pretty good way. All right, now, so yeah, that's that. All right, and what's next? Okay, so I've stepped through my flight plan and got rid of all of that good stuff. Better to do it while I'm on the ground than to wait till I'm in the air and trying to figure it out. All right, and let's go to route again, and route is done. Now I can go to takeoff. I got my takeoff information, except for I don't have V-speed, so there's something that I'm missing. I'm missing my my perf initiation stuff. So once I put that in, then I get my V-speeds. And this airplane start with this page. I'm just not used to starting with it. Okay, so flight level 2, I think it was 270 is what I had planned. 350. Wow, I was way off. Flight level 350. It's my cruise altitude. And now I can come over here. Now you see why I put more gas in the gee whiz, lost my train of thought. And you see why I put more gas in my left tank, in my right tank, than I did my left, because I'm burning gas. I'm burning my APU out of my left tank. So hopefully it'll get to where it's supposed to be. All this moving around. All right, so what I want to do now is go back to pre-flight and get my numbers. Okay, so my gross weight is 112.8 or I can do 113 .0, but I'm gonna do 112.9 for my gross weight. All right, my planned fuel is 14.17, 14.1. I got 14.2 on board, so I'm happy with that. And what's required is what's in the blocks here. These dashes is optional, but I fill them out anyway. So my reserves is 6,200 pounds, which means that I want to have it, at least this much fuel when I land. And my cruise altitude, I got 3,500 there. With some airplanes, I can put in 350 and it'll automatically put the flight level in there for me. Alright, my cruise winds are 240 at 3.8, and I'm getting this directly from my plan, 3.8. Now, really I should be using my top altitude winds, but for the sake for this, I'm just using what I got here. My ISO deviation is +6, so that kind of mean I can expect a 6-knot headwind on average. I think that's what that means. And my outside air temperature populated, page 2, looks okay, so I'm gonna go back to page 1 and I'm gonna execute that, and now go to my limits. I'm at Memphis, and they don't want me to blast off with my engines full. Well, I'm gonna blast off with what I need to blast off, but they want me to, as I'm flying over the areas of the city, to cut those engines back so that they don't make so much noise. And I can do that by derating to the engine to 18,500 pounds of thrust from the 20, or by putting in a outside temperature that's that will make the computer calculate a derate. And I'm gonna put 30 in here in the outside temperature, and that's gonna make it derate down to 91.8. Let's try 47. That should give us a better derate than, yeah, 90.1, which is actually the 18.5 looks attractive now. So, but anyway, I can live with the 90.1, and we'll climb out on climb 2, and that climb 1 and 2 do mean stuff. I'm not going to go through what they mean right now, because honestly I can't remember exactly what they mean. Tangentially I can remember, but I can't quite zero in on it. Alright, and you can see my fuel is only 10 pounds off now. How about that? Alright, so I got my V speeds, and 141 is what I need for single engine operations in case I lose an engine on rotation or after V1. So that's what that is. Alright, and the bugs are set automatically in this plane because well, these are my bugs here, and I don't see them set. I think I got in the pre-flight for them to set automatically, auto set V-speed bugs. Yeah, so yeah, they should auto set at some point. All right, and I can get rid of this guy, and let's see, select, okay, and let's see that they auto select. I don't see them, but this is that 141 that I want. I keep an eye on it and see what happens. Okay, let's go back to route and takeoff. Well, we're just at takeoff. Route. That's done. Takeoff. Okay. Oh man, what happened to my V speeds? Oh, okay. Let's turn this back on. All right. There we go. That's what happened. I didn't put them in. Now my bugs should set, and they did. All right, good deal. All right, and let's get that trim set, 4.2. It's on 4, so bring it up to 0.2. That's about right. And yeah, happy. So I'm gonna leave this up and leave her, my first officer. I call it her because I think of Lunda. My first officer CDU on the legs page. All right, this way I have some references on that I can look at in addition to checking the bugs right here. This is V1, this is rotate. I'm sorry. Yeah, V1, rotate, then V2. And V2 is single engine. All right, so got that. All right, so now let's release the park brake. We got our tug out there, and we got our beacon light on, and yeah.
Here comes the pushback. Light them up.
All right, light them up means start those engines. All right, so what I like to do is look outside to make sure that I'm not going to blow any vehicles away when I light up my engines. So I'm going to light up number 2 first. And start valve is open, just like here, and I can see in 2 coming up. I want to give it fuel at when it get up to 25, 21, 22, 23, 24, and 25. Add fuel, and hope you guys can hear that. Doing number 2. You know, I can't hear them on the outside, but I get an earful on the inside. So like I said, I hope you guys can hear that. All right, let's do number 1. Start valve is open. Got rotation on N2. Oil pressure is coming up. (21, 22, 23, and 24, 25).
Just about done here. Go ahead and set your parking brake.
All right, get that engine up. Get that parking brake set.
And we're disconnecting the tow. Give me just a moment.
All right, happy. All right, after start procedure. Okay, so let's get rid of this guy. Now I'm not going to get rid of that guy because I am going to need him for airport. So I'm going to 18 right. So I'm going to go up here to Delta. Take Charlie to Delta and Delta over to 18 left, All right. So after start procedure, let's go back through our flow. Y'all there. everything looked good there. And trying the inverters on, looking good. All right, and let's get off the APU and on to the generators. Happy. There's my generators. And you know, I have not figured out what these are yet. I haven't actually looked. All right, so so come on back down. Now I can turn on my pitot and static heat, and everything else look good. Don't need any de-icing. I can turn my isolation valve to auto and turn my APU
And we're
bleed
disconnected.
off.
Signal and pin on the left. Take it easy and have a safe flight.
Thank you. And now I can come down. I can turn this guy to continuous, turn him to continuous, turn off my APU, and turn my taxi light on. And that's that flow. All right, I can look for my pin. Yep, I see my pin. Give him a thumbs up. And I am ready. Oh, you know what? I can close this up. I don't know what I'm thinking. Okay, so I can turn my brake off. He should be gone now. There he is driving away. And yep, so we are ready to roll. Sounds good. So yeah. So yeah, this is our old bird here. Pretty old. You know, this bird is probably about my age. And it's been a while since I was a spring chicken. Even a summer chicken for that matter. Man, my tiller is real sensitive, too sensitive. This is my tiller here, and it shouldn't be that sensitive. Alright, so I know I want delta. I know I want to make a turn onto delta. Delta is going to be the second. Well, I want to turn here to pick up alpha. Okay. This should be alpha here that I'm turning on to. I'm turning alpha Lima onto alpha. Taxiing with a ground speed of about 9 knots. And I don't know if you guys can hear those engines or not, but they sound pretty good. I'm gonna turn them up a little bit. They're just whistling. Got this little whistle sound. Take my hand off my tiller because it's got a dead spot. Actually, I need to look at my plan, and not this intersection, but I'm gonna make a right turn on the next intersection and hold. Get permission from ATC to cross a runway, cross 18 right. Right. So alright, so this should be delta. It is. And make this turn and hold. Actually, I just crossed the line. I think I was supposed to, probably should have held at that line. but I'm not sure. All right. So clear left. Nothing out there. Nothing coming. Clear right. This is why I keep the labels on, because in X-Plane and Microsoft Flight Simulator, I can see aircraft if they are a 3, 2, 3, maybe 4 miles away, but in X-Plane, if they're a few hundred feet away, I cannot see them. That's something that needs to be addressed, to be honest with you. Okay, cleared across runway 18, I said right, 18 center, Delta 423. All right, so cleared across, turn these beacon strobe lights on. Touch of power here.
Approaching 18 center.
Now I've got a plugin called RAS, which stands for Resolution Advisories. No, that's radio runway analysis and awareness system. And so it does call-outs for me just to help me with my situational awareness while I'm on the ground here. Alright, so here's my hold short for the runway that we're taking off on. And before takeoff procedure. Alright, so before takeoff procedure, let's review this landing altitude. Look good, continuous. And strobe lights can go back off, and yeah, let's see, okay, and clear right, left, clear right, don't see anything coming. Clear for takeoff, runway 18 right, Delta 423. Alright, so let's get those lights on, landing lights can go on, strobe lights can go on, runway turn off lights can all go on. Actually it's daytime, I don't really need them, but I should just make it a habit. Can't be too safe, right? Okay.
Approaching 18 left.
All right. Grab that tiller. Line up here. Oh man, I didn't put my flaps in. Alright, flaps 5 is
on runway 18 left.
Generally, you put your flaps in after you get your engine started, because it needs that hydraulic pressure from the engines, I suppose. Alright, so I'm waiting on my green light to come on right here. Guess I don't get a green light on this particular model. I do get a green light on the later models, because when I'm going through the checklist and we confirm the flap settings, then I go flaps 5, green light. Okay, gears down. Alright, clear for takeoff, and we are, oh, one thing that I almost forgot, I'm turning on my auto throttle. And
on runway 18 left. On runway 18 left.
Okay, let's make this happen. Clear for takeoff. Yes, on the engines. Alright, so let's do auto throttle, N1. And N1 shows up right here. Okay, center line. And when I rotate, I want to rotate up to about 15 degrees. Oh, center line, center line. Look at, okay, rotate. Positive rate, gear up. Let's go to VNav. Not, yeah, LNav is what I want. Not getting LNav. Let's see. Let's go to my legs page. Legs. Okay. I like my first waypoint clear. Shucks. Clear this guy. Get LNav now. Let's try this. LNav. Why am I not getting LNav? Alright. Still climbing. And losing my situational awareness. Let's see, this should be on map. And let's bring this down to 25. Yeah, so.
Banking.
Oh, okay.
Banking.
So, flying these things, flaps up. Flying these things is a two-person job, and you can almost see why. All right, engines at 86, N2 is at 95, N1 is at 86. All right, so for this. So I missed that turn, and okay, so now I might be able to go to LNav. Nope. Why is my LNav not working, guys? Oh, I know why. Duh. Alright, altitude alert. And let's say they cleared me on up to 20,000. I know exactly why my LNavs are not working. My flight directives are off. See what happens when you try to rely on your own devices. Come on. I do not like the way this thing here works. Okay. All right. See, these flight directives have to be on, and both of them have to be on. Now my LNav will work. All right. So I can actually look here, and as long as I keep this line, this vertical line in the middle, then I am on the LNav course. I got a horizontal line for VNav, so let's turn on VNav. And yeah, so I'm right on, right where I should be. And right now I'm hand flying down with this. So let's just move him out of the way. And nose want to come up. So get it back on the line. A little bit more gentle. Gentle. And you know, if you watch these guys in real life, then you'll see them and they be laser focused on the cockpit. When they flying, they're laser. The pilot monitoring is the one looking out the window, and these guys are looking at the navigation and pilot display. That, you know, the same thing I'm looking at right now. Of course, you can make little glances out the window. All right, is my flaps up? Flaps are off. All right, good deal. So at this point, I could engage my autopilot. Hey, Auden Vo, glad you're here, my friend. How are you? Yeah, so I could turn on the autopilot and it will follow this stuff perfectly. Okay, so I'm over 10,000 feet, so these lights need to come off. Of course, I would have my autopilot on. I guess they're all the way up. And I could turn those lights off without getting off track. But I'm choosing the hand fly, and since I'm using a mouse, it takes me a lot more time to do the simple things like turn the mouse off, turn the lights off. Okay, so yeah, this vintage. What could possibly go wrong? Let's get it back up. Isn't that sweet? Look, Mom, no hands. Got it trimmed out right nicely. Well, almost. I need to reset my view because it feels like this is more in the middle. Okay, we transition altitude. So let's go to 2992. You know what? 2. Actually, I need this to be 2992. Altitude alert. Something is not going on the altitude now. It's more important that I check my altitude out whole. So I've reached that 20,000 and HEC hadn't given me a higher thing. But it's more important that I check my altitude then, because I don't want to black out. Alright, so altitude alert, flight level 270, right? And auto.
Altimeter setting.
Yeah, I know that I haven't set the altimeter. Okay, so doing some trimming here. Speeds are being handled by the FMC, but I'm gonna go to autopilot so I can
Altimeter setting.
take care of some things. All right, autopilot 1 is on. VNAV disengaged, so let's get VNAV reset. And now the autopilot has the airplane. Okay, so my cabin annunciator went away, so I guess it's okay now. All right, do a recall check, and that's okay. And TCAS is off, so I missed this. Okay, get that on. And yeah, so for a guy who am just learning how to fly airliners, I want to say that I'm not doing that bad. All right, clear to flight level 350, Delta 243. All right, so let's get this dialed up. And this is just moving it with my hand, with my finger on that scroll button, and this is dragging it, but when I drag it, sometimes it goes the wrong way, and sometimes, alright, so I got 500 feet. Alright, so now I am good to go. All right, so the airplane's got the navigation and VNAV kicked off again, out hold, and I'm gonna do flight level change. All right, see these engines winding up here to give me some speed as that nose come up. Vertical speed is 2,200 feet per minute. So you can tell that I'm ascending. My pitch is what, about well, it's going up. So it's about 5 degrees. About 8 degrees, but you can see that I'm in that vertical climb up to flight level. I know, right? Come on, FedEx, give me a job flying the big iron. Oh, That was a lot of work. Okay. And yeah, so let me make sure I've got some lights, because it looks like it's getting pretty dark. And oh, I am able to get rid of this. Alright. So I should be in real time when I say it looks like it's getting pretty dark. What I mean, in the cockpit. The sun. What time is it? Memphis is an hour behind me, and it is 5:42 my time, so it ought to be 4:42 where I'm at in real time. Oh, you know what? I forgot to start the clock when I took the runway. So I'm thinking of all these things that excuse me, that I didn't do, that I should have did. The clock has 22:30. I think that's Zulu time, minus 6. 22 minus 6 is 18. No, 16. Right? 22 minus 6, 16. 1600 is 4 o'clock. 1600 is 4 o'clock in military time. 24-hour format, and 22:31. I'm looking at the clock down here. 22:31 is the actual time at where I'm at for Central Standard Time, I think. Okay. So yeah. All right. So let's go ahead and start the clock. Not that it's gonna do any good now, but I just started the clock. Or did I? Let's hit that again. All right. Now I've just started the clock. Okay. Yeah. So that slipped by me. So yeah, FedEx, I'm here. I'm here. You can use this for my resume. If I can do all this single pilot, then maybe with a little training and a co-pilot, I could actually fly one of these things once I get the seat of the pants filled. Okay, so there's still some things that I need to do. Number one, I need to turn stuff off that I turned on that I should have already taken care of before I reached 10,000 feet. And that is return the rejected takeoff off. I mean, it doesn't hurt to leave it on, but you definitely don't want to land with it on. Number two, I want to go turn the ignitions to off. Okay. And there probably is a number three. I can turn these local lights off. I want to leave the beacon on. Position lights can go off, but I'm going to leave them on. The strobes I'm going to turn off. Okay. And still climbing up to my cruise. So I'm still in N1 and decision height 200. So I have to brief my chart to get the decision height and the ILS information. which I am going to do that now. If I set up my ILS information now, I would know I'm way ahead of the plane. But the thing that I didn't do is reset my altimeter to standard, and this one does not have. This is what I'm looking at. Let me zoom in a little bit. This one does not have a button that I can hit and get it to 2992, so I have to dial it to where I want it. Alright, so happy, and I actually got two of them, so you can consider one a backup. So this is the real one and this is the backup. It's interesting that they keep them side by side, and my L speed is also showing on this guy, so I get a lot of information. I get my altitude, my L speed, my altimeter. So if everything were to go out, I should be able to land with these three, actually these four devices, these four gauges. Okay. So that was enough work to eat my lunch. Alright, so I finally got to cruise altitude and should be bringing that nose down. This plane may have a nose up attitude even in cruise at this height. Okay, so my vertical speed is about 50 or 75 feet a minute down, and now that I got exactly flight level 350, then it should come to zero. So yeah. All right. Now, one thing I'm finding interesting is I've got both of these guys on 29.92, yet this one didn't quite flip over the backup. But, you know, it's not unusual for these analog gauges to have a little difference of opinion, usually no more than about 75 feet. I wonder if there are any sim airliners that two persons could fly together at the same time as pilot and co-pilot. That would be cool. And there is an airplane that two pilots can fly at the same time, but it's not an airliner, it's a biz jet, the Challenger 650. So Jeff, if you have that plane, then yeah, we can set up a flight where we can fly that together. If you don't have it, then don't worry about it. But yeah, I know it's a pricey plane, still $115 and it $114, $115 rounded. But yeah, if you do have that plane, yeah, we could set up a pilot co-pilot situation where, you know, on each of our respective sims we're seeing the same thing pretty much. There are no airliners in X-plane yet, and I'm surprised that X-plane has not reached out to Total Rico, the developer at Hotstar, and say, hey, we want to license this this code so that we can stick that in airplanes and offer it as a standard in X-plane. That would be cool. So if the code came with X-plane, then all the developers would have to do is plug it in, and whether we flying a King Air or a 737, we could share the cockpit. You know, so X-plane, if you're listening, take that idea and run with it. Not like you guys are not smart enough to already have considered that, or even consider developing your own code. I am told that Flight Sim X, FSX, used to have that feature. I don't know whether it was built in or plug in, but one of my friends, a guy who goes by the name of Captain Winstead, says that he used to be able to do that in FSX. All right, so I said I wanted to go ahead and set up for this RNAV. I'm not RNAV, this ILS. So let's make that happen. But before I do that, I gotta take a quick little break. So let's see if I got a wing view. Oh, I did set up wing views. Cool. So yeah, there's a wing, Turkish airline. There's a wing view. And I know that a lot of streamers and YouTube guys, when they take a break, they will set up a wing view. And quite frankly, I'd rather have a cockpit view. This is where I'm most comfortable. And if you are a flight simmer, I would suspect that that's where you're most comfortable, sitting in the right seat. I'm sorry, the left seat. Okay, so I'm gonna take a little break and I'll be right back. Okay. I'm back. All right, so Alice, let's get that set up. Okay, let's come over here to this guy, and I gotta check my frames. Oh, here it is, right here. 20 FPS. Now that's not good. Yesterday, I was in cruise and I was getting about 60 FPS, and now I'm getting only 20. Of course, I was flying a different airplane. I think I was flying the 800 Zibo, but still, I don't know why. Sometimes my frames would just die. So. And I can tell by the way it's panning that that core on the processor is struggling. All right. I'm going to turn iPad. There we go. That was. There we go. And 18. What was it? 18 left that we wanted. I was have to check. 18 center is what we want. So this is our pad, and ADAS is 134.37. I'm keying that in now. I've got a radio stack on my desk that allows me to key it in without having to use the mouse. 34.37 is in the box, and my course is 186, so we want to put that 186 on both sides. Okay. Our localizer frequency is 111.55. And I can also verify that here, I believe. ILS 18 center course is 186 and 111.55. So I didn't really have to pull out the charts. It's just that that's the way that I kind of train myself, and I'm told that's really not a bad habit to look at the charts and verify the CDU. Okay, so that's what okay, 111.55. So I want that here in nav. So I put my 0.55 here and 111. Same on this side. 155 and 111. All right, that was painless enough. And lo and behold, I got this on standby. Should be on auto. Okay. All right, so I've got my ILS set up. That's all it is to it. Those basically those three things in my case. If I was just relying on the CDU, well, look it up on the charts. RN CDU number 1, number 2. Enter your course data. Number 3, enter your frequencies. Easy peasy, right? If the 650 runs in Linux, I'll start saving my S&H green stamps, showing my age. I know, right? I think the 650 does run in Linux. The developer is a Linux guy, so I'm pretty sure it does. Let's see. This, that over. I didn't realize that I had my display on. I thought this was on, but okay. It's all good. Same thing anyway. All right. So yeah. Let's see. Take command. Yep, 115. Yep, Mac, Windows, Linux. So yeah, immerse yourself in a whole new experience. Now I need to make sure that I don't bust through my top of descent. So let me get back to the sim. See if I can find where my top of descent is at. So I'm trying to keep this on the screen and at the same time bring up my range. Alright, there's my top of descent here. So this range is 20, 40, so it's about 50 miles away, maybe 55 miles away. And in the NG, I could turn on some stuff that would help me know exactly when I was going to get there. Yeah, here it is. It's in this one too. Good deal. So route data. If I turn that on, then let's see. I need to turn on waypoints. waypoints at the moment. This guy right here, this is my heading bug. That reminds me I need to line that up. So, spin this heading around just in case my autopilot goes out. Pretty much stay on course. Okay. Yeah, so my top percent is 40 miles away. You're welcome. Right. So once I get to the top of the descent, then what I want to do is bring my altitude down, and I usually start out by bringing it down to my decision height. A friend of mine suggests that I don't use the decision height, use the last waypoint, which would be what, 2400. I used to bring it down to the missed approach, but then the plane wouldn't descend any further. But anyway, the missed, let's see, so my decision height is 1075. And this guy right here says 200, so I need to adjust that. And in this plane, this is it right here. So I think the best I can do is try to see. Do I need to reset? This reset is not modeled. So what I need to do, I wonder if I bring it, just say 75, if the plane is smart enough to know that I'm talking 1075. That way I don't have to scroll it all the way up to 300, 400, 500 to get back around to 75, since it only have 3 digits. So I am going to try that and see what happens. So decision height is 1075, but I don't have a marker for 1000, so that would be 1075, and hopefully it's smart enough to know, well, you know what, how many miles before my top of descent? 20, this ring here is 20 miles, so I'm about 20 miles from it. So I'm not that far from it. And let me run that all the way up. So I'm doing good this time. So that would be 1,000. Look at that. Won't go past 99. 999. So I thought maybe it'd flip over. Still, even though I'm getting better with dragging it, at least in this case, I still don't like dragging it. I like having the arrows that point up and down, and once the arrow is pointed up, I can hold the left click and it just spins real fast. That's my preference. All right. So top descent is coming up. So I'm going to go ahead and dial in my decision. See, I got my decision height here, 1075, and my missed approach is 3,000. Climb to 1,500, and climb the left, turn to 3,000. And my decision height, airport elevation is 896. consistent with what I got there. I think, but let me bring this on down. And let's see, what did I want? My decision height was 1075, so 1100 is perfect. All right, so I'm seeing 896 as the airport elevation. Oh yeah, I think I got 900 here. Yeah, so I'm good. Happy. All right, landing altitude. Okay. Approach ref. I don't have an approach calculator, but I'm gonna go with ref plus 5, so I got 133 on the approach ref. I'm gonna add 5, that's 138, and I'm gonna call that my reference speed, and I'm gonna land with a flaps 30. Let's see. Yeah. This guy has flaps that go all the way up to 40, so I'm gonna land with flaps 30. So put that in, flaps 30 slash 138. Just adding 5 to this to the speed here, and key that in. So that helps the computer figure out how to manage the speed as we get into that approach. And look, no hands now. Top of descent, so it should start to descend automatically. All right, so let's see what happens. Zoom in a little closer, change this to 20 miles, 20 mile look ahead. Go up. And see what my frame rate is. Still 20 or under. Close my eyes when I'm turning those staccato turns. Make me feel that. Alright, so it didn't start its own descent, so I'm going to give it a hand. Oh, you know why it didn't start? Look at that, my VNAV is not engaged. That's why it didn't start. I should have checked that. FYI. Your voice volume seems to have reduced in a few minutes. Okay, so maybe I just need to move that up and maybe turn down these engine sounds. Maybe that'll help. Okay, mic check, mic check. Your rendering options are set too high. Yowza. You know what, guys? I'm scared that if I change anything, the sim will shut, close, crash. Explain still a little cantankerous. Let's see. I should be moving towards the approach. So let's get this guy and we'll delete that one. See, this one, both of these are the same chart. And I want to get my approach chart. Not approach, my arrival chart. And see. I think it's the Sargo we was coming in on. Um, see how well my memory is. Let me look it up. Okay, yeah, the Sargo 4. Okay, yeah, my memory works sometimes. Loading, loading, loading. All right. And once we get to this waypoint here, which is Church, then we should, yeah, we should be coming up from the south, so we should, wait a minute. Yeah, once we get to this waypoint here, we should be able to see our airplane on the map. So that waypoint is wow. See how it's struggling? I am gonna delete stock traffic global, see if that helps. Let's see how long it's taking it just to change, bring in that. Plugins. And let that sit there for a minute, see how many frames traffic global is eating. Usually eat up to about 5 or 6 frames, which is way too many. But let's jump over here to performance. So traffic global is this dark blue here. Gizmo is required. That's part of the developer stuff for this airplane. Let's see, go back to this guy, 20 frames, and I'm actually going to turn on my frame counter. This just helps me see what's going on. So right now, this right now says I'm jumping around between 27 and 19, and this has went up to 23, so this is the average of what it's seeing here. You see how traffic global is expanding and eating up a bunch of frames, and you know that's just too much. So I am gonna turn traffic global off. Maybe at 5 frames, 6 frames. So the sim's gonna freeze a little bit while it processes getting rid of traffic global. Hopefully when it come back, it will run a little smoother. Okay, so hadn't come back yet. Traffic Global, incidentally, it's a wonderful, wonderful program. But the developer, Jim Kerr, went to work for X-Plane, licensed it to Just Flight, and Just Flight maintains it. And I don't know if they devote the resources to it that's needed to fix this stuff. And that other sim, gee whiz, it's got so many people that's doing stuff for it that's crazy. Alright, so now I'm down to 14 frames. Get my performance. Yeah. So for whatever reason, as I come in to a populated area, my frames are gonna look worse and worse. So I have to close my eyes when I pen, because that staccato, my brain is expecting it to be smooth. My eyes seeing that staccato movement, and it doesn't. My brain don't know how to deal with it, so it makes me feel bad. Yeah, so that's one of the reasons why I spent so much money trying to buy enough power not to have that issue. And I love my eye candy, so I've got my settings pretty high. I'll show you my settings. Graphics. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things maxed out, and I could probably change world objects and vegetation density to high rather than maximum and save a few frames. But so what happens when I get down to below 20 frames, then the sim slows down. Right now I'm showing 13 frames. This is reporting 20. Well, the avatar is going to report 20 no matter what up under 20 I'm getting. But since it's showing $13, then I'm running a little bit faster than half the speed. So really and truthfully, I should be a lot further along than I am.
Altimeter setting.
Okay. Now, I don't know what my landing altimeter is, but I do have a website that I can go to called meter-taf guitar. Actually, I got some stuff set up here. I can go to meter-tef.com and just change these last 3 letters to K, Charlie, Victor Golf, Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky, and here's a meter. Well, yeah, meter, not an ATIS. But I've been experimenting with just doing this, guys. With going Kilo, Charlie, Victor Golf, the airport, and then typing out the word ATIS, and then I get back an ATIS. I need to put this website in my favorites. All right. So change it to arrival. Let's see. So I got winds at 300 at 7 knots. 10 statutory miles of visibility. Scattered. Clouds at 4,000, broken at 15, broken at 20,000, temperature 25, dew point 16, altimeter 29.99. And expect runway 18 Charlie. See, with the ATIS, you get a little bit more information. You get all this information that you don't get in a METAR. So that's why if you can get an ATIS for an airport, that's the thing to do. This site does not have ATIS for all the airports. You can get a METAR for just about every airport. Let's see. So 2999. And 2999 on both. Okay. And you can see how she coming on down nicely. You know, I'm not doing much of anything. All right, so basically what this says at Euro, I want to be my speed need to be 260, and I need to be below 12,000, and now I'm below 12,000. My speed is a little high, so a lot of times I see drag required. I don't see it right now. The RTE data is not modeled on this airplane. It's modeled on the Zibo. Now, my display looks pretty crowded, so I'm going to turn this stuff off. So I'm going to come down here and turn off the waypoints, and I want to turn off. I'm going to leave the RTE data on, maybe to calculate some times for me. So Actually, I don't see those calculations. So, yeah, the RTE is not modeled. And it may not be modeled because when this plane came out, it just wasn't a thing. I don't know. Okay, so at this waypoint, let's see, what is my speed? I'm at 217, and at Ubeti, which is right here, I need to be 210 at 6,000, and I'll stay at 6,000 all the way in until I get to Juba. And at Ziv, I need to be at 2,400. So the plane is going to do all that for me. I'm coming down. Well, I did say it at Juba I need to be at 6,000, but I need to get clear on whether that means get to 6,000 before or after, but I should definitely be at 6,000 by Lewin. All right, so it's time to start playing with some flaps. So let's go with flaps 1. So I'm told that this right here is a flap setting. So that means that I should go to flaps 1. And I wonder if this is flaps 2 also. When I say flaps 2, I meant flaps also. The other day, I had Navigraph open following a flight. When I minimized the Navigraph screen, I had about 5 to 10 frames jump rate. Interesting. Navigraph was eating up that many? Let's see how many windows I got open. Maybe, let's see what I'm doing now. Yeah, I could use a jump, because see, now I'm up to 73 frames a second, but I'm not looking outside. If I look outside, I drop down immediately to 23 frames. And if I pan, I drop down below 20. Now, yeah. So let's see what windows I got open. Well, you know what? Come to think of it, one thing that I'm doing is I'm drawing this screen twice. I'm drawing it on my monitor, which is what I'm looking at. I'm drawing it on the stream capture monitor, and I'm uploading a ton of data to YouTube as we go, which is why my delay, that might be why my delay is a little bit longer than other people's. You know, when I'm watching other people's streams and they get a comment, then they seem to come a little bit faster than mine. I think. Now, I haven't tested that. Let's see where I'm at. Okay. Let's go to flaps 5. Flaps 5. I'm sorry, flaps 15. No. Let's go to flaps 5. All right. So this is 1 and this is 5 here. So okay, there we go. It didn't even move the first couple of times. I thought I hit it. All right. And I want to put my fixes in. So I'm going to Kilo Charlie Victor Golf Cincinnati. Not in database. Clear. Drag required. Turn those speed brakes on. And let's try this again. Kilo. Let's see, I need to clear this out. Kilo Charlie Victor Golf. All right, that's the airport I'm going to, and I want to ring 15 miles around that airport. Now you'll see it pop up here, maybe down here. Actually, let me open this up a little bit, just so you can see it. Hopefully, slash. Got a slash already in there. Slash 15. All right, so that's 15 miles from the airport. I want another ring 10 miles from the airport. Slash 10. And pop that one right here. And I want a third ring 5 miles from the airport, around the airport. Slash 5. Now, ABM is a beam, and I think I got enough rings now to be happy. So my situational awareness ought to be pretty good. All right. So I want flaps 15. Okay. Okay, let's do flaps 50. Well, I don't want to drop them flaps in this turn. As soon as I clear this turn, I'm going to flaps 15. And go back to my legs page. 210. And oh, this is on bypass. I'm not sure what bypass means, but I got 3 waypoints on bypass. Okay, so we are coming in. Let me get my landing lights on. Go ahead and turn on taxi lights, strobe lights. It's probably dark enough now for logo lights, and everything else look okay. It doesn't happen all the time, but the GPU was running, got a little hard in the way. The GPU, let's see, was running, let's see, I wonder why. Was running 4+ Navigraph processors at the time of the frame reduction. Oh, you know what? You're probably thinking about charts. Yeah, because charts do follow the sim. Navigraph charts. Yep, I can almost see that eating up some frames. Okay, so I have come out of that turn and I'm into another turn. So when I come out of this one, then I am going to drop my, go to flaps 15 and think about the gear. All right, I can see my airport right here. You can see the runways. All right, flaps 15. bug this down. Oh, well, I'm still on VNAV. Okay, let's get the landing gear down. That's the alarm that I'm hearing. I had that alarm on the Zibo. I think it was yesterday, a day before yesterday. Man, look at that descent. I do not like that descent. 44 feet per minute. What is up with that? Oh, I'm trying to get me down to 2,400.
2,500.
VNAV disconnected. Let's go to approach. And I know I need drag. Well, I got drag in. Got gear down. Got flaps 15. Go to flaps 25. I'm still going down. What's up with that? Okay, I'm coming up now. I'm coming up. Field aura localizer is locked. I am below the glide slope. This is a 10-mile ring. This is the 5-mile ring. So I'm about, what, 8 miles from the airport. I see the airport here. All right, so let me adjust my view for landing. And I need one more set in the flaps. And this needs to come down to 130. What was the VREF? I think it was 138. So we're going to set this at 140. And I should be on the glide slope. Yep. And 2 reds and 2 whites. I know you guys may not be able to see that, but I can. And minimums, decision height was 75. Okay, let's go flaps 25. I mean flaps 30. Okay, yep. Bring the throttle back. But I want to keep auto throttle on. So I'm gonna let the auto
Approaching
throttle
1A center.
throttle bring me in. I'm gonna go to auto brakes 2. So, and on the arm, I'm gonna take the drag out. Okay. I'm gonna have both of these turned on. Ooh, not one, both of them. All right, don't worry about it. It's too late to turn them both on. Terrain. Flaps 30, good.
300. Minimum.
All right, my airplane.
Minimum. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Oh, that's the. All right, auto brakes should be engaged. Whoa, get back to my cockpit.
4,000 remaining. Caution on taxiway. On taxiway.
Oh,
3,000 remaining.
all right. So manual braking. Maybe I should have went to auto brake 3. But this all right, turn the auto brake off because it's still stopping me. Ooh. Turn it to rejected takeoff accidentally. Okay. Woo! Charts. Yep. Yeah, those charts will eat up some frames. All right. So, you know what I didn't do? I didn't brief the airport. So, I try to remember all the stuff that I have to do. And it's by doing it over and over that you learn to do this stuff. But since I didn't brief it, then let's see, where's my airplane? I landed on 18 Center, so I should be right down here. And so to get to the terminals, I can go up Delta, cross runway. What runway is that? Cross runway 27 and turn on what is that? Juliet? Not Juliet. Echo. No, is that Echo? Whatever this taxiway is here, look like it's Juliet. Yeah, that's Juliet. Turn right on the Juliet from, and so let's do this again. So I'm gonna make this left here on Delta, cross runway 27, and a right on Juliet. It would take me where I should be able to see the terminals. I probably would get off on J2 or either J3 and park at Concourse B. So that's the plan. All right. So after landing procedure. All right, after landing procedure, lights can come off. And taxi light is already on. Strobe lights can come off. Logo light can stay on. And ready to taxi. All right. So that was a rough sort of landing, right? Or was it? Well, the landing may not have been that bad. I think I came down a little harder than I wanted to, but then I got distracted trying to do something and ran off the runway on to the side, which is why I had that taxiway announcement from my RAAS system, runway awareness and advisory system. Okay, which is a, see this thing I got here to the side stick. I got a Logitech side stick that a friend of mine gave me, so it's a freebie, and it's got a big dead spot in it. So trying to use it sometimes is tough, but I also need to change the sensitivity, not sensitivity, the response curve on it. Okay, so getting my taxi on. And I know I said cross runway 27, but I'm gonna hold short and clear. Well, you know what? I turned traffic global off, so I have no threat of any traffic coming in. So that means that the airport is going to be the terminals are going to be all hours. Now, test your memory. What's the runway I'm going to turn on? Juliet.
Approaching 27.
So I'm going to turn right onto Juliet and then left onto Juliet 2 or Juliet 3. Doesn't make much difference. Alright, so this is Elko. Let's see. Alright. And Juliet is this next runway. I mean this next one. Saw the arrows. Alright, so this is Juliet. And there are my terminals down there. So I was in cruise all that time and didn't even think to brief my, trying to remember everything that I need to do. And I didn't think to brief my airport. So once I landed, I would know which way to vacate. Okay, crossing Foxtrot here. And Juliet 3 should come up first, and then Juliet 2. I guess we can do Juliet 3. Okay, Juliet 3 is right here. J3. And we get to park anywhere we want. Well, we'll do our passengers a solid and park so that they don't have to they don't have a lot of terminal to walk through. But before I park, let me look and see if I see a marshaller. Yeah, there he is right there. You guys see him? Marshaller, right here. Alright. So yeah, catch him. There he is. Park near the closest. I know, right? I know, right? Even though I got one on board. You got to do it number 2. You definitely want to try to hold it. If you're like me, I would try. Whoa, yeah, stop, buddy. Oh, know, airports, aircraft always have the runway. Alright, so this guy's guiding me in. Turn my taxi light off. The sign for keep straight. Alright, go to the left a little bit. Keep straight. Keep straight. Keep straight. Start slowing down. And stop. Cool. Alright, set these brakes. Ah, shucks. I meant to turn the APU on. I started to turn it on when I turned off the oh well. Alright, so let's see if we can't toggle the I wonder if this would toggle it. We can try. Let's see if that toggles this thing. Yep, it did. Cool. How about that? So there's our jetway, and now we can open the doors. I'm not going to open the doors until the engines stop. And I never did manage the seatbelt signs. I tell you, I slipped up on a lot of stuff on this flight. All right. All right, now I can turn the engines off. I can hear them winding down. Oh, they open the doors. Actually. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Open forward passenger door. Alright. Front gallery lights and come on. Cabin overhead lights and rear gallery lights. Yeah, just turn all these lights on for them. Alright. Of course, in real life, the pilot wouldn't do that. The purser, the head flight attendant would do it. Alright, so now these guys can deboard. There's the thing with the door open. And yeah. And so guys, welcome to Cincinnati. Now, one thing I meant to do again before I turn off the engines was to see if I couldn't do a replay. And with okay, Jeff, thanks for keeping me company during this flight. It really meant a lot. And hopefully I'll see you in a day or two. Okay, so I'm going to try to do a replay. But before I do that, I need to stop active sky. I think if I stop active sky, it might not crash the sim. So, do you want? No, I want to close up active sky. Close window. Your simulator still connected. Do you really want to shut down active sky? Yes. Okay, active sky shut down. And let's see if a replay is even possible. If not, if it crashes, then I am gonna say I enjoyed having you guys along, especially you, Jeff. And maybe some of you guys might enjoy this on what am I trying to say? Oh, watch the playback as a video. Okay, so here we go with the replay with the. All right, so let's go. Let's start out in regular speed. Going back. So far, so good. All right, let's try high speed backing up. So far, so good. And wow, it's been 3 hours. But my airplane isn't moving. I know I hadn't been at the gate this long. Let me try doing it this way. There we go. And the door is open, so I think we can do the replay, but the engines may be off and the door may be open on the replay. All right, gears down. Right there. All right. Let's see what happens. That's the airport. And I'm coming in real time rather than slow motion. Holding my breath. Me too. All right. This door open. That's why I meant to do the replay before I shut the engines off. But I wanted to get to the parking space in case it crashed. I've heard that running active sky is what causes it to crash. And it's starting to. This is the first time I've done a replay that didn't crash. So in the future, I got to remember to shut down active sky and then give the sim a couple of minutes to spool to buffer everything before I try that replay. Okay, so flaps. About right here. I think I'm at flaps 30. Yeah, I'm at flaps 30. Yeah, see, that's coming in too slow. That's not real time. So this is about the speed that I came in the stream, which is not quite real time. What? Wasn't the best landing, but I started drifting, and see that this that's when I touched the what do you call this thing? The tiller, the joystick that I have, and you can see it's not my friend. So I was off the runway and I was trying to get back on. Yeah, I definitely need to do some fine tuning on that, on the tiller on this thing. All right. So that was not pretty enough to play it again. So, okay guys, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed it. I certainly enjoyed it. And until next time, if I had the little song, it would play. Y'all come back now. You hear? All right. Bye.